Go.
Come on.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come
On the
on.
door.
Um, for the watch.
What it do?
Yeah, what it don't.
Do we gotta do this one?
If the audience is here, then we gotta be here.
That's deep. That's deep. So today we are talking about the Phoenician Scheme, Wes Anderson's Phoenician Scheme.
Yes,
The
yes.
Phoenicians be scheming.
They do be scheming.
They stay scheming.
They get the reference, hopefully.
If,
Yep.
if not, next video. Yeah. Anywho, what is this movie about? Because, you know.
Yeah. So, if you are familiar with Wes Anderson, um, well, yeah, this movie it's a collection of various characters, but basically you have uh, this rich tycoon uh, named Zaza Corda, played by Benicio del Toro, and there have been a bunch of attempts on his life that people have been trying to assassinate him. Apparently, he's a controversial figure that people wanted to take him out, and each time it's been a failure. It seems like he's like near death, but each time he survives, and then this movie starts off with him being reunited with his daughter, who's this nun in training. She's very devout in her faith, as it seems, and then the two of them they're reunited and they kind of go on this adventure, and yeah, it's that's kind of the gist of it. It has this very like quirky sense of humor.
Dry humor.
Yeah, dry humor, deadpan, um, even like some violence as well. That it kind of just it'll have like some very violent moments, and then it'll kind of just brush it off, and then it'll move on to the next thing. Yeah, that's kind of the gist in terms of the overall plot. You've got a lot of great A-list actors. Benicio del Toro, the main character. You've got
Don't spoil everybody.
oh yeah, I'm not gonna spoil everyone in this movie. Well, I mean,
There's a certain one that you know I'm thinking of.
oh yeah, yeah. There's I mean, yeah. There's yeah, a lot of characters. You got Tom Hanks, Bryan Cranston, I think Scarlett Johansson. So yeah, a lot of well-known people.
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright, yes. Michael Cera, who's kind of like this tutor and also sort of a love interest with uh, the daughter character, um, played by her name is escaping me real quick, but it is Mia Threppleton, who is the daughter of Kate Winslet. So yeah,
The more you know.
the more you know. Didn't know that until after seeing the movie, but could definitely see the resemblance for sure. And then yeah, of course, my
Not when she was wearing her, get up.
yeah, not really when she was wearing her nun fit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the movie is just kind of like this father daughter movie at its core, because you have these two characters that are like very different, and then they kind of bond throughout the movie in terms of like what it seemed like um, Zaza, what he wanted was this scheme in order to defeat his enemies, and uh, you know wants his daughter to take over the business eventually. um, it's a lot of different things going on throughout the movie. um, but yeah, DJ, what are your thoughts?
So first off, the father and daughter, they both have their own quote unquote schemes, their own
Mm-hmm.
agendas that they're doing certain things for.
Yeah.
And then it ends up kind of as they start getting more acquainted with each other, they kind of, it kind of blends together, um,
Yeah.
and kind of changes throughout the movie. Um, I think the acting was great.
Yeah.
Um, by everybody. I mean, there's a lot of goats. I just think it was just very off the wall humor,
Mhm.
which you kind of chuck. If you do laugh, you kind of chuckle at the most. And
Yeah.
even when you do laugh, it's like, am I supposed to be laughing at this? It's kind of like one of those kind of humor like comedies,
Yeah.
very office level, very, you know, something like that. Some like definitely Will Ferrell comedy.
Mm.
Um, who's the other one in the office?
Oh, Steve Carell.
Steve Carell. Definitely those kind of humor. But yeah, into the positives. Yes, the I think the acting was great. Whether I think they were fit for the role or not, I think they did the best job that they could do with the script that they got. But I was not following it at all.
Yeah.
I was definitely watching the whole thing, paying attention, trying to kind of piece together what this was about, and I had no clue from beginning to end, pretty much. Set designs was cool. I think a lot of the set designs were cool. Um, there was a basketball kind of scene
Yeah. Yeah.
that
There
was
was.
kind of silly and funny. Not in the ha ha kind of way, but in the chuckle kind of way. But everything else, it just felt like I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know how to register it. I was kind of confused.
Yeah.
The whole entire movie.
Mhm.
I've never seen a Wes Anderson film, so I didn't know what to expect. You suggesting the movie did
Yeah.
not tell me a lot about his films and what to
Yes.
expect.
Yeah.
Um, but I remember watching the trailer and said, "Oh yeah, this might be good."
Yeah.
But you know, it
Yeah. His movies are definitely. They have their quirks, and I feel like they have their audience. Um, as far as who tends to enjoy them versus who doesn't, and like he's a very well known director, and I think his movies are well known for the most part. But I feel like they're I'm not gonna say they're niche, but it's almost niche for people um, who don't really follow him like that. Like he definitely has worked with some of the biggest actors out there today, and he tends to work with the same types of people. Um, but I think over time, like I feel like his earlier movies were more story and plot driven. They still have that signature style and the way he shoots his films and the way that a lot of them kind of look like almost like picture books in a sense of like
yeah, yeah,
illustrated books kind of come to life. I think that's kind of like his signature thing, and his stuff is very like symmetrical, and a lot of the costumes look very uh, um, dated and will look like they come from different time periods. Uh, but as far as the stories, I feel like they become a little bit more almost abstract and hard to follow for a lot of people, especially with his last three or so movies. Um, like I enjoyed probably the French Dispatch more than these last two with Asteroid City and Phoenician Scheme. For me, the last two were kind of hard for me to follow, especially like seeing them in theaters. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard for me to stay awake and focus. So
I wasn't gonna say it.
I knew you were thinking it, so I called myself out.
I appreciate that.
I called myself out. Yeah, it was rough for me for these, especially like some of his movies are among my like favorite movies And yeah, these last few have been kind of rough. So I'm not completely writing him off, but I I would want to I do want to see them later at some point to see if I still have the same opinion because I'll hear certain reviews from people and they'll say all these different things. And I'm like, yeah, I was not getting that at all. Like at least from a story perspective, I do agree the performances were good. I think they did really well with the material. I think it was well shot. The production design was cool.
One guy said he was watching it in a theater and he was the only one laughing at it. Had some of these things and was like, oh, why not people laughing?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Should we tell him?
Yeah, let's. He'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, all jokes aside, I think some people might like this movie, but yeah, this just was not for me.
Yeah.
And for this being my first and only Wes Anderson film that I've ever seen, not a good look.
Yeah.
It's not making me want to see any of his other films, especially going back and hearing what other people have been saying about it. But we'll see.
Yeah. I would say, as someone who has seen most, if not all, his movies so far, this is not one I would recommend first. I would definitely recommend seeing some of the older movies like Royal Tenenbaums, or even stuff like Moonrise Kingdom. I think the Grand Budapest Hotel, that's among probably his most like critically acclaimed. But yeah, this one I would not recommend as far as like a first movie or even like the last couple because those were way more abstract as far as the plots, kind of like movies, like stories within a story. Um, and I feel like they're a little convoluted unnecessarily at some like to some degree. Some people may disagree, um, but yeah, I think um, there are some interesting themes in the movie as far as like the family dynamic, and then even with the daughter being religious at first, and then coming to kind of realize like that wasn't really what she believed fully.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think there are some interesting things within the movie, but I don't know if they were executed in the best way as far as keeping me engaged as the audience.
Yeah. I mean, what's really interesting about it is that, this dealt with a lot of near death experiences, and then with her being a nun, that kind of dealt with. So it's a lot of interesting concepts.
Yeah.
But I felt like delivery was not the best.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you there.
Yeah.
Delivery could have been better. At least for us. Some people may enjoy it, but for us it was, not the most engaging. So yeah. Got any other thoughts? Nothing? Well,
I got none.
cool. Well,
Let's rank it though.
let's rank it. Ooh.
Yeah.
You first.
2 out of 5.
Crazy.
2 out of 5.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3.
Yeah. So mid.
Yeah.
Mid.
I do want to see it again. It was hard for me even to rank, to be honest, because of how I felt like I missed so much. But yeah, we'll see if I see it again.
But yeah, that is our review. Yeah. That's all we got.
That's all we got. Watch the other Wes Anderson movies and see how you would rank them. I think it'd be interesting to see what you think about this movie in relation to the earlier ones. But yeah, let us know your thoughts. Let us know if you see it. And yeah.
That is another honest review from Flick Filter. We didn't even say her name. Big Diesel,
Coach.
and yeah. So yeah, let us know in the comments below, and let us know what other films you want to see. And like, share, subscribe. Also, we're on TikTok now.
Yes, we are now on the TikTok, the clock app. Yes, yes, yes.
So it's flick.filter on TikTok.
Correct, correct.
So yeah, I'm also on there. I can't remember my actual. I think it's State of Affairs 89 on TikTok, but if not, I'll put it in the description.
Put in the description or the comments.
Yeah, yeah. But other than that, yes, we got more to do for the summer.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to Superman and Fantastic Four.
Yep, yep.
Hopefully that does good. So yeah, we'll see y'all in the next one, man.
All right,
God
y'all.
bless.
Be safe. Peace.